Hi, my name is Matt Hupperts, and I'm the owner of the Edgeworks here in Denver, Colorado. Today, we'd like to talk a little bit about structures of your bases and also waxing and waxing strategies. Once you've done your filing work and you've deburred, you would be ready to move on to waxing. Waxing has a lot of different aspects to it. Waxing can be just purely recreational, or you can take it to a much higher, more competitive level. Some of the different things that we would look at when waxing is the weather conditions, the kinds of structures, the air temperature, the snow temperature. I think one of the things that I said early on was just using a diamond stone and a quick wax on a day-to-day basis. These two items will really help maintain your ski. So just by using a diamond stone to knock that burr off, and using a hard wax or a liquid or a paste.
That's just a rub-on?
That's just a crayon-on, hard rub-on wax with some Scotch-Brite to buff it out. And you use that item on a day-to-day basis, and you'll be way ahead of the game.
So this is a universal temperature wax?
This would be a very universal wax. That way also you're not leaching out your base wax that we're going to do in just a moment or two. So if you were doing your base wax about every 6 days and using a quick wax in between, that would be a good way to help maintain so that you're not waxing every single time you're going. A lot of people who get into it are going to want to do that. All the more power to you. I recommend it. You'll get your best service that way. So as far as waxes go, there's some very different waxes right here. Most waxes will also come with a temperature gauge off the back. Toco and Swix, these would be the two wax companies that I think we use the most. You'll find that the blue would be a colder temperature, red would be the main majority temperatures that you would hit, and yellow would be your warmer temperatures, more your spring temperatures. You'll also notice that when you're dealing with wax, a softer wax is going to be a warmer wax, whereas a colder wax will be much harder and harder to scrape. Whenever you're waxing, you want to be sure that you always wax to the colder side of the temperature range. If you mess up and you wax to the warmer side, your wax will act more like Velcro on the snow rather than breaking and allowing you to slide. If you wax to the colder side, you'll pretty much always hit it. So, universal waxes are okay in most temperature ranges, but when it starts to get cold, that's where you're really going to miss out. That's when you'll be wanting to look for your colder temperatures to wax with.
What temperatures would you use the colder at? And is it the temperature of the snow or the outdoor temperature?
They'll list off both. Typically it goes off of the temperature of the snow, but if you're just a recreational skier, I think you can shoot pretty much off of the temperature of the air temp that's outside, looking for a wax that would be appropriate for that type of air temperature. So if we're talking minus sub-degree weather, you're going to be wanting a very, very cold, hard wax. Whereas if it's in the, say, teens to 20s, you're going to be in that mid-range temperature. If you're in that spring condition where it's quite warm and the snow has transformed and it's more of a water that you're trying to move out, you're really going to want to be moving to those warmer temperature waxes to move them. In all cases, really what you're trying to do between the structure on the ski and the wax on your base, you're trying to create a thin film of water that you're actually sliding on. And you're using the structure of the ski to move that water out. So in warmer temperatures, you would have a coarser structure because there's higher water content in the snow. Very cold temperatures, you'd want a very fine structure on your base because there's hardly any kind of water in the snow and you're trying to just slide that off. So